This war isn't about America's interest. As much as you attempt to justify it, it's not.
We think that Israel dragged us into this, but I think this is more the United States push Israel to this.
Wait, the United States pushed Israel or Israel pushed the United States?
I think it's the other way around.
That's a first.
The active war that we have right now is the second war, continuing the
Not
first one.
officially war.
Well, I think it is. I mean, there's people dying right now. There's planes. There's bombs being dropped as we speak. So
It talks like a war. It smells like a war.
Squawks like.
Yeah, I'm sick of wars, bro. If I'm gonna vote like a Christian, my perspective has to be biblical too, right? Christ is the Prince of Peace, not the Prince of War. You know what I mean? Just because I may not agree with government in every decision will not ever change the way that I feel about America. Welcome back to the Carlos Reyes Show. Listen, before we get started, let me just ask you a serious question, okay? How many Middle East wars does America need before we finally admit that something is wrong? That whatever we're doing in the Middle East just isn't working and has never worked? Just think about it. 1991, Desert Storm, right? 2001, Afghanistan. 2003, Iraq, right? Then ISIS, then Syria, then Libya. And now here we are again talking about a war in Iran. That's 3.5 decades. That's like 35 years of nonstop conflict in the same little region. And every single time, American people are told the exact same thing. Oh, this one's necessary. Oh, they're a threat to our lives here in America, in the Western Hemisphere, across the Atlantic Ocean, right? This one will make the world safer. This one will be different. We know exactly what we're doing. 10th times, what is it? 10th time's a charm. 10 times a charm. But if history has taught us anything over the past 35 years, it's that these wars, you know, they're very easy to start. They're very easy to start, right? But it's almost impossible to finish. The last war in Iraq cost us over $8 trillion straight to the debt, right? And over 1 million people were lost. Over 1 million people were lost. That's a lot of people.
I lost some
right?
from that.
You lost people.
You know, they were like bystanders, you know.
So right, again, today we're going to break down what's actually happening with the U.S., with Israel, Iran, what the real risks are, and why millions and millions and millions of Americans are starting to ask a very simple question. When does the cycle of endless wars finally end? And when will these politicians start keeping their promises? No new wars, no forever wars, America first. So with that being said, gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
That was a very powerful intro, bro.
I'm sick of it.
Wow,
I really am sick of it. I'm sick of it.
I've been seeing your posts, bro.
I'm sick of it.
Emotionally, like being hurt by what's going on.
Bro, okay, ready? Here, I'll give you an example. Here we are about to spend a few more trillion, depending on how long this war. We've already spent billions, by the way. Mm-hmm. Depending on how long this war lasts. Here we go again, right? Our country is never going to fix or heal its foundation, its infrastructure, right? Starting with poverty here. I mean, people can't even afford houses right now. Well, and what really got to me was this. Last week, I don't know if you remember this. Last week, my wife and I were driving. We're driving down a street, and we saw a homeless single mother who was running away from an abusive relationship with an 8-year-old daughter.
Jeez.
And by the way, homeless. Yeah. And we stopped by the park and we gave her enough money to book a hotel for a few nights. And praise God, she did, at least that first night. That's what we got, the word, we got her number and everything. And that's what she told us. And I reached out to different centers, different resources, and we started giving her every single resource in town. Because that hurts my heart. I got a 7-year-old daughter. I got a 13-year-old daughter. This is an 8-year-old baby girl who is homeless on the street. But these people don't give a shit. Hey, I'll get you back to the show in just a second. I just wanted to come on here real quick and encourage you that if you are a business owner that's looking for top level coaching and a great community because you're experiencing challenges in your business, all you got to do is click the link right in the description and we'll reach out with more information. Now back to the show. They don't care, dude. What do they care about, right? The military financial complex or industry, right? And enriching themselves and advancing their own personal interests, whatever that means. Because I'll tell you what, this war isn't about America's interest. As much as you attempt to justify it, it's not. It's not.
That's a bold statement.
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're saying because I've already seen a lot of the war pigs in the country. Here's the justifications. Ready?
Can't they be like war unicorns? Why are they gonna be pigs?
Ready? In this order, they're war pigs. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, right? Here's the justifications that are already starting to go around. Because, think about it this way, bro. The average human mind, instead of taking accountability, what does it do? It justifies. It deflects, right? It reasons. So here's what I'm seeing, even my own personal friends that are conservative people. Here's the justifications in this order that I'm seeing. And this is, you're seeing this from God. I consider myself a pretty conscious human being. I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, come on, bro. What are you, no, you don't even believe that, right? Let me, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Ready? Number one, we're liberating the Iranian people. Number one.
The Persians.
Number two, right? They've been screaming death to America for over 30 years. They're a security threat. They're a safety threat. We got to take them out. Ready? And number three, well, economically, we're positioning ourselves much better globally because of oil, and we're bleeding out China's oil consumption. Because 70+% comes from the Strait of Hormuz. What is it?
Hormuz.
Yeah, and in Russia, 80+% of their oil comes from the Strait of Hormuz, right? So again, I get it, bro. We're again, justification.
Number
right?
four, the majority of the Persian people support what happened. And by Persian, I mean Persian is culture, right? So it's not like you're Iranian if you're born there, but the culture is Persian. So like the majority of them in the United States support what happened. They praise Trump for doing that.
In the States.
Yeah. Well, I mean across the world, But,
Got it. Okay, so there's
I'm saying number four, justification.
Well, yeah, but number four is kind of very tied into number one. We're liberating the people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to take a second to think how I'm going to articulate this, because it's give me that second. All right. So Iran in itself as a country, it's a big country.
90 million people. This isn't Iraq, bro.
Yeah.
This isn't a walk in the park.
It's 4 Iraqs or 5 Iraqs. It's a massive country. So it's it's very spread out. Think of it as like Russia, right, in the Middle East, right? It's huge. And Iran itself is its ideology. They're Shia. So Islam is separates in two. Or imagine Christians, we have Catholics,
Baptists,
and just two. In Islam, there's two, right? There's Sunnis and there's Shias. Sunnis, think of Saudi Arabia as Sunnis, predominantly Sunnis. In Iran, it's predominantly Shias, and they're usually against each other for some reason. And Iran is its supreme leader, the deceased leader, Ayatollah. He's he's not like a president. He's more like a religious figure to its people. Definitely to the Shias, the hardcore Shias. And I think this move, a lot of people thinking that this move happened because of it's Israel's interest. I think it's more of the United States' interest than Israel. Obviously, Israel is definitely benefiting from this. We think that Israel dragged us into this, but I think this is more. I think the United States pushed Israel to this. In my perspective.
Wait, the United States pushed Israel, or Israel pushed the United States?
I think it's the other way around.
Ooh.
It's more
That's a
more
first.
beneficial for the United States. It's beneficial for Israel to defend itself and all this. And Iran if they had nuclear powers, they can definitely. Israel is very close to everything, right?
Yeah.
So they're the most vulnerable to all of it.
They're the ones that are. I don't want to say this because it might sound bad, but it seems like they're the ones. Their little New Jersey size piece of land
Yeah.
seems to be out of place. Think about it, they're right dead in the middle of
the
all
promised land.
the Arabics.
It's the promised land, right? So that's the promised land. But if you understand how, like, the state of Israel, how they move, like the Zionist movement,
Yeah.
that's what controls everything. And then when you're looking at Netanyahu, he's just the enforcer for that movement. So all the money, all the influence, all the media, all the control, all the bank systems that they own, is to drive that forward, to drive the promised land, to expand the promised land forward, right? And Netanyahu and the army is just an arm to enforce that.
Yep.
Right? So they're the most vulnerable in that region. So they need to protect themselves against the nuclear weapons and whatnot. That's just an excuse. And you know what? It might be a valid excuse or invalid excuse, whatever it is. But if you look at things from the 360 overview, who is the biggest nations that poses a threat to the United States? And that is
Russia,
the Bandit
China,
brothers.
Russia, China, Iran.
Russia, China, Iran, and Korea. North Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're all banded together. And if you look at things sequentially, the United States is playing a big chess move. Number one, what do? They don't want the war with Russia and
China.
No, not China. Russia and Ukraine to stop, because it's depleting Russia's economy, and there's more people who are unhappy with their president right now.
Yep.
And economically, they're bleeding. They're really bad. They're hurting bad.
Mm-hmm.
The tariffs. What happened with the tariffs in China?
Oh, it caused a lot of chaos. Yeah.
It choked China out, and China is only keeping its GDP up by fabricating money that for real estate that they build, the government builds anyway.
That.
So that's fabricated GDP. So they're showing that they're struggling. On paper, they're rich, but they're not. They're struggling. Their people are struggling. So that's the chance. Number three, what happened with Greenland? He's trying to take over Greenland, which is still happening because China is always trying to build, and this is from years ago, from 2 years, 3 years ago. China's always trying to get a foothold in Greenland because they have missiles that can reach us a lot faster because of that. So minerals, they try to invest billions of dollars. Somehow those billions of dollars got rejected. And within no time, the United States invested that money. How? What happened? Well, of course, the United States kicked China out, reinvested everything in Greenland so they can say, look, we're investing in here. But that's not enough because now the ice is melting. They want to control that. The next thing is, who's the next person to go after? Iran. Because Russia is occupied. China is being choked out.
Yep.
Is this the right time to strike Iran or no?
Great time. Yeah, great time.
This is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Assuming that you divided, assuming that you want to strike Iran.
Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? If you've been trying to do it for years and the opportunity, this is your time. This is a small window because the war could end. China can regain their economy somehow. They're building AI. They're building weapons. They're selling weapons.
I get it.
There's another blow that Russia supplies Venezuela. We took over Venezuela in a couple of hours. You know what?
Hours.
Wait, Russia supplies Venezuela, or Venezuela supplies Russia?
Russia supplies it. Venezuela buys weapons from Russia.
Oh, okay.
You know what happened as soon as their weapons failed? India pulled out their weapons contract.
From where?
From Russia, because India buys Russian weapons.
Oh,
That
hit their
Oh, bro,
economy
that
pretty
hit.
bad, yeah.
Of course, it was about
you're-
cartel and whatnot. You have to see things from a big chess game.
You're,
like
you're,
360
you're looking
overview.
at it. You're looking at it from pretty much a financial aspect.
like a CFO.
Well, I'm not just looking at a financial aspect. I'm looking at it from financial and also an opportunist aspect of it.
Like global positioning.
Global positioning.
Yeah.
So when they did that, Russia's already suffering financially and suffering with human resources. They're dying. There, I don't know how many thousands of soldiers dying every day. So with that, they're the weakest they've ever been. When is it the right time to strike Iran then? If it's not
Well,
now,
they're weak.
They're weak.
Yeah, they have no
It's for the
defense.
taking. So when they hit them last year, when they hit the what's called Midnight Hammer mission, Ayatollah, like we stopped the war because they had weapons that can also reach Iran,
America.
not America, Israel and
Saudi
and
Arabia.
They had really developed weapons. So we took that time to develop enough reconnaissances and built enough weapons to be able to hit them and be able to defend. When the United States was able to defend themselves, they initiated the second war, which is now that's happening right now. The active war that we have right now is the second war, continuing the
Not
first one.
officially war.
Well, I think it is. I mean, there's
Congressionally.
people dying right now. There's planes. There's bombs being dropped as we speak. So that's
Smells-
active war.
It talks like a war. It smells like a war.
Squawks like.
Yeah.
But AOC didn't vote to start a war, bro.
Well, what happened is
You love
that. So this
AOC.
is what happened last year when they did that,
hate that
and
cow.
they stopped. Ayatollah said that the next
hate
time
him.
we get hit, everybody suffers. Hit the Arab countries. Now they're hitting the Arab countries, and you see it. With that, now you have they position themselves. They also, I think, the coup, and this is again speculations. This is just me speculating right now with this segment. Everything else I said, go check it out, validate it. The people revolting, maybe that happened from the country. My opinion, I think that was a Mossad operation with the
Actually,
United States.
that's what they've said. They said that was initiated through intelligence infiltration.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, that was sparked. You know how it is, bro. I mean, we do that here all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
We do that here all the time, right? Black Lives Matter, and we'll get some antagonists from Antifa go over there and throw a garbage can at ICE, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens a lot. If it happens at that level here, imagine there.
Oh, absolutely, and I agree. I do think like there's more probability saying that happened that
For
way
sure.
rather than that.
95%.
Yeah. So now when you do this, now your war, the forever war, just became a shorter war,
Okay.
and that's a less expensive war.
I by the way, absolutely love your perspective because I do because I'm sick of wars, bro. Like I told you, and here if I'm gonna vote like a Christian, right, then I have to also, I also
Care
have
for
to.
humans' lives.
My perspective has to be biblical too, right? Christ is the Prince of Peace, not the Prince of War. You know what I mean? Right? You see love thy neighbor, don't missile or bunker bust your neighbor, right?
Yeah.
So again, that's just the way that I live.
Yeah, but what if your neighbor is like trying to kill you and trying to fight you? And you're
Iran's
like,
been trying to kill us for 40 years, bro.
But the alliance with the alliance
what
with
do you
the
mean, so
Russian,
like, because they failed, it's okay? What does that mean?
No, bro. It's like no one's, bro, I'm sorry. Like the way that America is positioned, right? Geographically or logistically,
Yeah.
it's hard for anybody to just, and plus, hello, I got like 6 guns in my house. That's another thing. You know what I mean? Like you're not just going to come into America. There are more guns. The civilians in America have more guns than most countries.
but wars could happen in a different way nowadays, bro. Like AI, like social
Cyber,
media,
yeah.
cyber attacks, economic,
get it.
Cold Wars,
True, I get it.
economically.
Economy.
If those big alliances weaken, I'm speculating. The debt, the United States debt, could reduce because now we don't have to reinvest so much and spend so much on our national security.
I love your perspective. Like
We
I
have
said,
to keep spending to defend because Russia's not stopping. China isn't stopping. They want to take us over. Right now they
What do you
banded
think
together.
They want to take us over, bro.
Well, why do you think they banded together?
Bro, no one. We're pretty damn far away from a country being able to
I'm
take
not saying it's
over.
happening right
But
now, but I'm saying
still
what
it's
is their
happening.
plan?
Yeah, it's
This is decades of
Yeah,
planning.
100 years. Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think they liked each other
China
at
has
the
a
time?
100-year plan. Yes.
Yeah. Do they think they like each other, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
I get it.
So they're all friends, including like. Do you think they like Iranians? Do you think Chinese people care for Iranians?
I don't think they like North Korea. I don't think they like Kim Yu-ong, whatever his
They don't
name
even
is.
like
He looks
Taiwan.
he looks like a pig.
Taiwan's
Yeah,
the
bro, and
original China, though. Just saying.
But then they banded together to try to weaken the United States, to attack us from many different ways, and to weaken us even economically. How do they weaken us? We have to always spend so much to be able to defend ourselves.
I get it.
So if
Trillions.
you weaken them,
He has a hand up.
Isn't speaking on that, right? Isn't like Iran shooting these generically made $35,000 drones and wasting, hundreds of $1,000 missiles?
yeah.
Right now from us. So my question here is, right, you're talking about the logistics, the global positioning, and you talked about earlier the debt that war brings to the United States. But where does that money go? Who are we paying these
To the top.
Okay.
The big dogs, the
Right.
people that run the world. And they're not just Jewish, by the way, right? They're a lot of different ethnicities that are part of that elite group.
The Champions Club?
Whatever you want to call them. Some people call them the 13 families.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
this is
Right?
like the cabals or whatever they.
The Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Vanderbilts. You know what I mean? Like the 13 families.
They run
They run the
in
world.
the shadows.
They run the world. That's what, again, allegedly.
This-
right? I don't know.
This is a little off. It's on topic, but it's
I'm just
off.
a good guy. I don't know.
The thing that I think about is, okay, so whether it's true or not, whoever did it, but this whole the school being bombed, right? The thing that I'm thinking about is like the fathers of those children are going to be radicalized to do everything they can to destroy America. Like they're gonna probably come here and start some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Like what father? I mean, God forbid to any father, but
Well,
know,
thank
just
God
think
we
about
closed
that,
the
you know what I
borders
mean?
for once. I'll tell you what, I don't agree with Trump on a lot of different policies.
Yeah.
But the fact that he finally closed the border, I think this is helpful with everything that's going on. Because when Biden was in power,
yeah,
the border was like, come on in.
yeah, sure, but you
Well, you
could
got
still
sleeper
get
cells.
in, bro. You could still get
I,
in. Yeah,
I
people
get it.
already
I
here.
get it.
Yeah,
Brother,
right,
yes,
yeah.
I get it. And you're right. I mean, the situation that happened in Austin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but come on. That guy was like from Yemen. I think he was black.
Not Nigerian.
He was definitely black.
Yeah,
The point is,
I've never met a black
Americans-
Iranian, bro.
Yeah,
The
he was
point
not
is,
Iranian.
Americans are
Okay.
going to suffer.
He was definitely not.
Have you ever seen a black Iranian? I haven't yet.
It's
I
kind of
have not.
counter because it's like Caucasian, Persian, Caucasian. So it's like that's kind of the opposite. But American lives are going to suffer for sure. Like in America, American lives are going to suffer.
I get it.
Like that's just, I mean, obviously in the grand scheme of things, what you're talking about, this really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it's a human life. It's gonna
course it
suffer,
matters.
bro. So it matters.
I got some. I got a juicy question for
It's
Sal.
gonna be crazy.
I got a juicy question for Sal.
It's like I'm watching a game of pickleball right now.
I just had a game this morning.
No.
quarters.
First of all, you know what I love about this specific episode?
What do you love?
That for once, outside of myself, no, I can't even say that because everybody has their own. Everybody does their own type of research, so I can't even say that. But you can tell this man is very well vested
Yes.
in in these type of situations.
Thank you.
Which makes it fun because, bro, do we want to sit here and talk about how Cardi B came to Phoenix a few days ago? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's talk about what's going on geopolitically, right? Globally, the top of the food chain. That is what I believe, great minds, that is what we consume. We consume what's going on up here. Why? Because that affects our everyday lives. There is a trickle down effect, right? What's going to happen to the economy? When Trump got into the office, what happened to the economy? It looks like it's moving again. So that this is what I will say, right? I agree with Trump as far as the economy is moving. Thank God, because I don't know what was going on 2 years ago.
I mean, stuff is still expensive though, and
I get it,
inflation is still there.
but bro, guess
But
what?
that's world. That's the world. The world is inflated right now.
Yeah,
not
and
just-
that's when has inflation actually stopped? I mean,
with fiat currency, it's always going to
Yeah,
go
but it
up.
got worse during COVID. Made a world
Yeah,
inflation.
around 2022.
Yes.
Overspending.
About 2 years
yeah.
later, we felt it, right? 2 years
Absolutely.
later.
So you're not just talking about the United States being inflated. You're talking about the entire world.
Oh, bro, I remember. There was people starving in some countries. You know what I mean? And people are still starving in some countries.
Yeah.
God bless them. But here's what I was going to say. Okay, what I really appreciate about Sal's perspective, right, is he is looking at it from a whole different angle. A lot of us are looking at it from like, dude, I'm just tired of 35 years worth of wars in the Middle East, guys. I'm tired of the $1 trillion in debt that my children have to inherit at some point, right? That's the way that I'm looking at it. So here's my question for you. Based on what you're seeing from your lenses and your, CFO, financial, engineered mind, do you agree with this war? Ooh. Exactly. Hey, Adrian.
I'll just take it. I'll take it right here.
Where are you? No, come on. Get your paddle ready.
Man, do you want a quick answer?
No. I want no. I
I'm
want
like
a real
you,
answer.
a Christian, and I value human lives, and I am a child of war myself. The 91 war that you're mentioning, I used to be a baby. A bottle of milk used to hang, and I used to hide under the blanket, and they used to find me as a child. They said, well, that's my grandma and my mom telling me this. They would find me by locating the milk bottle hanging on the side from the bed. Because I used to hide and used to be scared.
Yeah, wow.
And the second war,
crazy,
obviously,
bro.
and we've had a fast war as well that happened in between that you didn't mention. It was
Actually,
very quick
there was
one.
a lot of wars that happened in that area.
So I understand. I have friends that died, neighbors, and because when Iraq fell, the insurgents from all over, the Sunnis, the Shia insurgents, it doesn't matter. They were insurgency. They came to Iraq. They start wreaking havoc, bombing, kidnapping people, ransoming to make money. And my next door neighbor died. The neighbor in front of my house died. 3 neighbors to the right kidnapped and killed. Like a lot of my friends died. My dad got shot. Me and my brother almost got kidnapped twice. So yes, of course, the human side of me hurts to see this.
Didn't your cousin's cock get blown up?
They saved that one.
Like a rooster?
They picked it up.
Wait,
they picked it up, put it on ice.
We're talking about a
That's
rooster.
crazy.
We're talking about
I thought that wasn't you.
What do you mean that was it? You watched that in the movie.
I know.
It must be
a lot
movie.
of Iraqis, bro. No, in the movie.
Wait,
I've never seen
They
that in
blew
a
his
movie.
Wait, are we talking
put
about
it
a
in the
rooster?
ice chest and run.
The Hurt Locker? No, I'm saying.
Wait, are you talking about a
The Hurt
rooster or are you
Cocker?
talking about
The Hurt
something else?
Cocker. That was random, by the way.
Is it a rooster? Is that what you're talking
That
about?
was even more random.
Yeah, I'm gonna call one of my cousins and tell him, hey,
What was his name? Chris? Remember Chris? Big Chris?
yeah, bro, he definitely had
His cock didn't get blown up?
He has babies, man.
Okay.
Oh,
You
so
know
you're
what?
talking about the other thing.
Wrong Arabic guy. Wrong Arabic
Oh my
guy.
gosh.
All right, continue, bro. My bad.
Jesus.
So, but on the bigger on the bigger perspective, I do think that America, even though how broken it feels,
Yeah.
we have democracy. How flawed it is and how broken the system is and whatnot. You can argue all these points and you have the right to say so. But we are still the most democratic country.
I love America.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love America.
So if we believe in these values
Yeah.
of democracy,
Brother,
if
the
it's
fact that-
followed,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go
The fact that we're sitting here discussing the fact that I say, you know what? I don't agree with these war pigs. Like you can't say that in other places,
Go to
bro.
jail,
They'll bulldoze
kill
you.
Yeah.
They'll
And your
bulldoze
family.
me and my family, bro.
They'll bust you.
So yeah, let me get that straight. Number one, right? Just because I may not agree with government in every decision will not ever change the way that I feel about America.
To add to that, it's like you could love your country, but you don't have to love your government. That's
or
big. People don't
or
understand
leaders,
that, you know what I mean?
yeah, well, leaders, right? Yeah, exactly. You know, I got to vote for who's like, bro. I
You
mean,
caused this, bro. You voted for the guy.
I voted for him 3 times.
So you wanted
And
it
I'm
to
not- and
happen
guess
3
what?
times.
I again at that very moment in time,
what's
right?
the alternative?
I mean,
Well,
the alternative
cackling
is
Kamala?
worse. Yeah.
Cackling Kamala. Cackling
Imagine
Kamala?
how much foothold would Russia and China
They were
and
beating
Iran
the
would have
crap
done.
out of us. They
We
were
would have been
bullying us.
we would have been choked out. Yeah, like we don't
Bro,
agree with what Trump is doing.
Biden was shitting his diaper when Putin would have come into town. So yeah, I may not agree with everything that Trump does. I may not agree the fact that, you know, people allegedly say that he is compromised by Israel because of the hundreds of millions of dollars. And that is facts, by the way. The fact that hundreds of millions of dollars were given to his campaign to win this campaign. Now, that wasn't Trump back in 2015, by the way. He was actually talking stuff to Marco Rubio. Yes. He's like, oh, Sheldon Adelson and Miriam Adelson are dumping money into their puppet, Marco Rubio. Yeah, and then, by the way, all the never Trumpers now gas and glaze him oh, Trump's oh my God, he's the second coming of Christ.
Well, Trump was like that, and then Trump was like that, and he had 2 assassination attempts, and he kind of changed his tune a little bit, bro.
No, someone let him know what it was, what time it really was.
I love this country so much. I don't even have a passport. I don't plan on
leaving. Ooh, that's good.
We need to bring the ooh button back.
He doesn't.
He's
say
like,
much,
I don't even want to go anywhere.
It's powerful,
right?
Would you vote for Trump a 4th time?
What's the alternative?
Show me the alternative. And
exactly, bro. I'm sorry, right? Because bro.
See, that's what got the Democrats in trouble, bro. That's why Newsom stays governor, because they're like, what's the alternative?
I know,
but why not Trump? Why wouldn't you think that Trump thinks the same way? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I get it, but by the way, bro, we're ruining. Because I consider myself a conservative. Again, my political perspective is based off a biblical foundation, right? So we're shooting ourselves in the foot. 80% of America right now does not want this war.
Wow, really? 80%?
80%.
Jeez.
80% of America, 20% is like, yeah!
Yeah, but ignorance is a bliss. What if that's an ignorant statement?
Well,
what if in 10 years from now, if this war did not happen, if Trump did not choke out China with the tariffs, if Trump did not take over Venezuela the way he did, if Trump doesn't try to take a foothold in Greenland, and in 10 years from now, our debt will be by another few trillions, hundreds of trillions, or whatever you want to.
Let's just say our debt, because I'm like, dude, if this guy does not succeed in what he's doing, by the time he leaves office, 2028, right? We'll be over $50 trillion in debt.
I hear this thing about debt all the time, bro. Like debt doesn't matter.
Forget about debt. Yeah, forget about. Like, let me try to make my point, because
with government.
So this is what's happening. Also, we're choking out the competition, so we don't have to spend more money. So this is a play. This is a long-term play. You're positioning yourself for what's next, and what's next is an unknown. We know that these countries geopolitically are trying to take us over. They get a foothold somehow. They try to choke us out in any way possible, economically, whatever you want to, in every aspect. Well, what if this play is a future play, and maybe doesn't seem necessary today, but is deemed necessary for the future for our grandchildren? With that being said, if Trump left in 3 years, when he leaves in 3 years from now, if he leaves, big if, right?
I didn't say that
if
before,
he leaves,
but now I don't know.
Then I would feel good knowing that we at least delayed their plans that much more.
Amen.
We retract for our children's children.
Amen.
Now, do I agree with the war for the killing? No. But do I agree for the positioning that this might save billions of lives in the future? Because I do know Iran. We had an 8-year war with Iraq and Iran. And I know this from my dad. I've seen videos. I've read history. I know about it as much as I could. And Iranian this an ideology, right? It's a religious movement that they think killing the Americans would, or an infidel, and in their mind that would give them a ticket to heaven. That's what they believe in.
Yeah.
So if attacking them now is going to provoke them, they've already been provoked. Oof. They already spread that agenda every day on TV. Every time they go, they broadcast these things. It doesn't go away. Yeah. Now, if the United States went to this war and it's bad for our economy, I don't think the United States is that naive. When we go anywhere, just like when the United States went to Iraq, they tap into the resources. When they tap into the resources...
Okay, are we better off, though? Wins. Are we better off? Is this country better off economically? Because from what it looks like, apparently not.
No, of course not. In the short term, wars make money.
Short term, yeah.
For,
It's a
for
quick
certain
boost.
people,
yeah.
for
It's a
cer-
quick boost.
for certain people,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, and Trump is a businessman. I don't think he goes anywhere without business in the back of his head.
Yeah, I
and again, I'm speculating here, but I do think that there's resources in Iran. Choking out China alone would help us economically. Now, if we tap into the resources that they were selling to China, now we make a backdoor agreement to pay for our services for liberating the people, which what we're doing in Venezuela as well. Then you know what? That is also a business move. But forget the business move. Forget the economy. This is not about money. This is about positioning and saving lives. The country is oppressing its people, is being ran by many, 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 many decades. The Ayatollah has been around for 30 plus
37 years.
Yeah, 37 years. So
I mean, before that, it was still.
it was still, yeah, if
was
you see
another-
how
yeah.
they inserted the United States,
Yeah.
I watched that documentary as well. Nonetheless, the country is oppressed, the people are oppressed, and the content that the people consume every day is poisonous to even the children that you're talking about that might hate the United States.
Yep.
So are we doing them a service or a disservice in the short term or long term? Short term, yeah, there's pain. Long term, imagine if the people start to believe there is a better way of living. No more beating women, no more suppressing human beings just to push your agenda.
Well, that's how it was prior with the Shah, and then they,
Yeah, they overthrew him because of that,
I
because
guess
he
the
was too
CIA got
westernized.
rid of the Shah anyways, and then
Yeah,
put
but
the
he was
Ayatollah
too
in the first
westernized
place.
for the people.
Yeah, he
and that's
was.
they brought Khomeini from exile for that. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Khomeini came back from exile because the guy that was ruling, the Shah was ruling before him.
Put him away.
I heard people love the Shah.
The Shah before him,
Certain
he was
people,
too
if not
westernized.
Muslims,
People rebelled against
Oh,
him.
he was too civil. He
Yeah.
was too civil. That's what you mean.
Well,
He
no.
was too civil.
He
He
was.
was too civil. Yeah, he was too
yeah.
civil.
Well, I mean, he did brutalize and kill his enemies. and throw
He
them
suppressed
in,
them, so he
you
got
know,
too
he had
powerful. And he
secret
started
police.
suppressing people. He started to root him out, and then they
Yeah.
rebelled against him. But who did they bring? They brought Ayatollah Khomeini
Yeah.
back from exile, and now he is a religious leader leading the country to bring them back to the olden ages of Islam.
That's crazy.
That was another
radicalized-
Khomeini. That was another Khomeini, by the way. That was like another one. This guy wasn't that same guy. That guy
Okay, well,
died.
and then
they
there's
got
another
rid-
guest, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
another.
yeah. But it's the same thing.
It's
Yeah.
the same descendants, right? So I correct myself. Okay, thank you. Well, now this is a religious movement. So do you think that's going to stop? I don't think so. I think the sleeper cells, I think there's going to be some deaths. There's some people avenging that.
Yeah.
So if we control it fast enough, great. If we don't control it fast enough, this is the repercussion. This is the reaction that we're going to get.
So the Reza Shah, you know, the guy that was ruling before this, everything
The
was fine.
modernized one.
Yeah, everything was fine until he said like he wants to veer off of the U.S. dollar. When he said he's gonna veer off the U.S. dollar, that's when he got taken out.
Who?
The king of Iran.
Oh, well, that happened with
Yeah.
Gaddafi too,
Yeah, exactly. And what the Venezuela guy too, no?
and was Saddam too.
Yeah, of course. Saddam didn't want the U.S. dollar.
Bro, you understand that? Okay, you were talking financially. You understand that the banking systems, right? The only countries that are not on the same banking system that we're on are literally the countries that are our enemies.
Yeah.
Is that a
but-
coincidence?
Yeah, but so here's the thing, bro. If imagine if the U.S. dollar wasn't the prime currency in the United States, we wouldn't have this life that we have here. Like, you think right now it's bad? You were talking about that homeless lady on the street. She had a cell phone, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
It might have been an Obama phone.
Whatever it is, bro. Whatever it is.
Joking.
I'm sorry, bro, but poor in other countries don't have
get
cell
it, bro.
phones.
I get it.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just
We
don't
have
like to
cell
see
phones
homeless
here.
people.
No, I empathize and I hate it. I'm just saying, if these people don't do what they do for the country, right, we wouldn't have this country. That's a fact, bro.
Okay.
Our homeless people wouldn't have anything and they'd be dying on the street. Now we don't see dead people on the street everywhere. In other countries, you see dead people on the street, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever is happening, it's keeping us around here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a very conflicting place to be at because you want to do good, but you also have to position yourself so the evil doesn't take you over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't triumph, and it's a sticky situation.
Yeah, but what do you do, man? I mean, at the end of the day, rulers of countries are rulers of countries. They have to control their people and protect their people at the end of the day, you know, like, and I bring up the debt because, look, I mean, all this stuff about our debt. Bro, who do we owe money to? Okay?
China.
If China says, pay me, what are we going to say? No, we're not paying you. We're going to war.
Yeah, well, that's our leverage, of course. Yeah, this is our
So,
leverage.
like, what's the point of debt if the debtor can't collect it?
Again, this is all built on a shaky foundation. So we have to
Yeah.
realize it what it is. Like, our currency is only what it is because we all collectively agree, or the world agrees on what that currency is.
So true. It's fiat currency. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple of more talking points, by the way, but
Yeah,
I love your perspective, Sal. I
great
actually really do appreciate it, and I'll tell you why. Because, you know, there's a few people out there, you know, but okay, I like when someone justifies something, but they actually have substance behind it.
Thank you.
That makes, for me, that makes for a real debate. Not, you know, oh, economically, like they just give this vague answer or justification, right? Economically, we're going to be better off. Well, tell me how. Educate me.
Like they heard it on the news.
Yeah,
and
like
they're
tell
just
me
repeating it.
how.
Yeah.
Right?
Research.
Break it down. Why? You know? Oh, because Russia gets 80% of their oil from there, and that's going to choke them out with, you know, with their energy. And China gets over 70% of their oil from there. Okay, see, now we're starting to talk, right? Now I respect you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So love, you know, great job on that. So again, you still didn't answer the question for me. I said, do you agree with this war?
I answered it. I said
No. You gave me a what is it? A
political
hopscotch.
answer.
What is it
Political
called?
answer.
You know, when you're playing
I,
hopscotch.
as much as I mourn for the people that died, and I do, and it hurts me because I've been in that situation. I have. So yes, it hurts
you
me there.
economically agree with it?
Not just economically. I do believe in a democratic way of living, and I do think that we are the spearhead of that. The United States is a spearhead of this. And if the United States, and we know our adversaries are the opposition, and I know Iran is definitely an oppressive.
They are definitely an enemy of the states for sure.
An oppressive. Because they've lived under an oppressive. Most of those people are being programmed to hate us.
We can't even go to Iran, right?
Huh?
An American can't go to Iran.
I mean, you can, but you're frowned upon. Like you're not welcomed in the way that you would think you're welcome. Like people, like you're not liked.
Okay.
So
my male family members can't go.
yeah, well, because you guys come from you fled the country. You know?
Yeah, my
You fled
grandfather.
the country?
Well,
Little
not
coward,
me,
you.
but my grandfather was the physician of the Shah, of the king.
The one
He
that
was his
got
personal physician.
You
that got-
fled your country? You little
I'm
coward.
born here. You hopped the border to come here. Shut up.
First of all,
Sorry, you went under the
Badger
border.
came
You went
out.
under the
the
border. You went under
the
the
border
border.
hopped me.
No, you went under the border.
No, let me tell you why.
busting up.
Don't forget,
Is that
buddy.
Malcolm
Don't
X,
forget,
bro?
buddy. This used to be Mexico.
Is that Malcolm
yeah,
X, bro?
watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. This was Mexico
Mexico.
before it was
It's not
America. Watch your
Mexico.
mouth.
Okay, what was it
I'm
prior
a
to
real
Mexico?
native.
What was it
I'm
prior
a
to
real
Mexico?
native.
What was it prior
I'm
to
a
Mexico?
real
There we
native,
go.
right? Is that true?
I'll take it. See, there you go. If you take a bigger slice of time, then he's a native. You go
Thank
back a
you.
few thousand years
Native
ago,
Americans
somebody
are
else was a
Asian.
native.
Dude, get
Native
outta here.
Americans are Asian.
All right. To answer your question, I agree with it because I think Iran is under an evil ideology, and that ideology is only going to get worse for the children. And if you are a human being for the children, then you want them to be democratic, or
Okay.
or less violent, whatever that means. And I know that the current or the former Shah
Yeah.
was
So
that.
80% of America thinks that Israel is puppeteering and leveraging Donald Trump. And you're sitting here telling me that actually Donald
Possibly.
Trump is leveraging Israel.
Possibly. The enemy, my enemy is my friend.
Well, I mean, 90% of people in the United
For
States.
financial reasons. And maybe Trump's the kind of dude where, like you said, maybe in 10 years, right? Because, you know, he's billionaires thinking what? Decades, right? So again, and bro, if my foot's in my mouth, I will gladly chew on that foot like Kobayashi.
Oh my God.
I will. Because guess what? I got a 13-year-old daughter and I got a 7-year-old daughter. I got a beautiful baby boy on the way. You know what I mean? And guess what, right? I'll be like, hey, baby, I was wrong. Daddy was wrong. I'll eat it because at the end of the day, what is my priority?
Accountability.
America.
Children.
America's my priority, not Democrats or Republicans. America is my priority.
America.
I love this country. You know that. I fought to be here, or I fought to get here. I fought to stay here. You know what I mean? Like, I denounce citizenship in where I was born. You know what I mean?
You are more American than some people born here, for sure. Some people hate this country.
And they're born
love
here.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's
That
weird.
makes no sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it
dude,
makes
you were born with an opportunity. How's that?
That you don't even realize.
How's that?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't born with an opportunity. You were born with an opportunity. You know what that's called? A social security number so you can get your butt to work.
You know what's crazy? You say 80% of people oppose and do what they do, but 90% of people think the American dream could be obtained having a 9-to-5 job, which is not true. So
I disagree. I disagree with you. I disagree with you.
90% of people are wrong.
I disagree with you.
How? What do you mean? This country is
I
built
disagree with
for-
you, Zatkula.
For this, one, two.
I'll tell you why I disagree with you. I'll tell you why I disagree
10%
with
of
you.
people.
Yeah, let
succeed
me know
in
when
this
you're
country.
ready.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Entrepreneurship is what this country represents.
That's brainwashing.
Entrepreneurship is what this country's. That's what capitalism is. Capitalism is you build a business, you give jobs to people, and you provide a service. And if you're not doing those things, then you're not doing what Americans should be doing.
You still need to have consumers, bro. You still need to have workers.
We're all consumers.
Workers.
Yeah,
Not
we're all
only
consumers
that,
and
bro.
workers.
But we're all consumers.
I understand
Bro,
that, but you
bro,
still need workers.
And you could work for somebody else,
Stop
but
it.
then build your own empire.
Stop it. Let me tell you
So
what.
everybody would be an entrepreneur, and our clients would be outside the country.
No, you could consume someone else's business.
Yeah, but it
while
can't be
I,
done
by the way,
providing
Sal,
a
I used to
service
think that.
yourself.
I used to think that way. Remember when we would be like, "Oh, you mighty entrepreneurs, we're the heroes of the world," right? I used to think
Not
that
the world,
way.
just United States.
Yeah.
The world,
Bro, the tax code gives benefits to entrepreneurs, not the worker.
brother,
Like, that alone, bro.
brother,
That alone.
brother, Zatkula. Let me make my point. I used to think that way too. I used to think, I used to pound my chest as an entrepreneur, and what we've been through lately, I don't think 99% of people could actually endure what we've been through over the past 3 years.
Agreed.
So why do I want to, here's the way I see it, man. One of the few men that I strongly admire and respect is my father-in-law. That man
Mr. Joe.
has been a worker for the city of Phoenix, picking up trash, right, from his truck for over 30 years. And guess what? What is the American dream? He provided a home for his family, a shelter. He allowed his wife to stay at home.
Oof.
Okay.
Oof.
His children never went hungry, never needed, clothes on their back.
Oof.
See what I'm saying?
He's got
He has a
grandchildren.
retirement plan.
He's got
He
grandchildren.
has a retirement plan. He's going to live comfortably for the rest of his days. Praise God.
He already
So,
retired.
he already retired, and but he's not. You know how he is. He went to get another job for the city of Glendale now.
Same job, he told me.
The
It's
same
crazy.
job, but that's what I'm saying. Do I believe that man is living the American dream? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
his
he has-
house. I think he owes little to nothing on his home. That man is living the American dream. So.
One person, yeah.
Eat your wood. Eat your words.
One person.
Eat your wood.
One person.
Eat your words.
You're giving an example of one
Eat your
person.
woody.
to,
I'm giving the example.
the other 99 that are suffering.
Hey, brother.
The
Hey,
other
brother.
99%
Hey,
are
brother.
suffering.
Respectfully, the one person that did it
Yeah.
doesn't have a college education. The one person that did it doesn't even know how to work a computer. The one person that did it doesn't even know how to read properly. So I'm sorry, if he can do it, anyone can do it in this country. So it is the American dream.
choice.
It is the American dream.
mean,
So
that
yeah,
was a
I used the
different
right
time,
person.
though.
I used
Yeah.
the right example.
But Joe was he wasn't born right now in this modern time right now, bro. He was in
Oh,
the
come
Industrial
on, bro. Don't give
Revolution,
me
bro.
that, bro. The
Industrial Revolution.
He
bro.
was
It's a
driving a
completely
dumpster
different-
truck and picking up
I'm saying,
trash.
what I
brother.
mean by Industrial Revolution is you work for a company, you
what do
get
you
a pension,
do?
you retire.
Slick your hair back every day?
Yes, I
Model?
do. No, but I'm saying it's a different time. You can't do that now, bro.
Nah,
It doesn't
bro.
change
Come
the
on,
pro-
bro.
it doesn't
There's
change
more
the-
opportunities now than there was back then.
Now there is like
There's more.
Yeah,
bro, you
yeah.
can
Make
go
them for yourself.
You
Yeah.
can, no, brother.
Yeah.
You can drive Amazon
You can work.
and make money and not go hungry.
You-
You
you-
can drive
you could own a
Uber
home, you
and
could-
make money and not go hungry.
you could own
You
a
can
home
sell
doing Uber,
pictures of your
Amazon.
feet
You can
No,
sell pictures of your feet on OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
That's where you can make money.
You can sell your farts.
You can make
Oh,
money
in a jar.
Yeah.
In a
Sure,
jar.
What
In a
I'm
jar,
saying is,
and call it pixie dust.
you're mixing, you're conflating. What I'm saying is, if you're working for the city, you're not going to own a home now.
What?
Now, like now, if you
Actually,
just get a job
you're-
right now,
you're
if
wrong,
you just
bro.
get a
When
job
was the
right
last
now,
time you applied at the city, my friend?
Well, Zady, you're
House
right to an
prices, what are you
extent.
talking about?
No.
America, the
$700,000
United States is
house
built.
prices, bro. What are you
it's a
gonna buy,
two-
bro?
It's a two household
you're
income.
going to go to Apache Junction?
You're not. Sal, whenever
are
we're
you
gonna
talking about, bro?
we're gonna make a hire, don't we have to look at where the economy is
Yeah.
and then pay accordingly?
Yeah.
So you're wrong, my friend. You and your hair are wrong.
But the United States,
least I have
the
hair.
United States.
I got hair. I got beautiful
You got
hair.
a big
for
ass forehead, bro.
Oh my God.
yeah, and you're missing 7 inches on your height.
12.
You can't. God can't give me everything.
At least you have big
So,
hands.
by the way, Zady, right now, I think, based off of, because I helped my father-in-law apply for this other job, right? And it was
Look at
Charlotte,
that.
right?
That's a bro.
Let him
His
finish.
son-in-law.
Let him finish.
His son-in-law had to help him. So don't you ever dare to say that the American dream is lost.
Let him finish.
For the job that he's doing right now, if somebody were to get hired on, they're probably making about $37 an hour.
Oof.
And that's at 40 hours a week, which is bare minimum that they do. Obviously, they do
Overtime,
overtime,
whatnot, yeah.
double time on holiday pay. They get all these things, right? All these so that's at 71,000 just if you work 40 hours a week. So you can afford a house and especially in Arizona for
Buy
70.
a house?
Yes and no, but the United States is structured where it's a two-income household. Two-income household.
that- yeah,
so it
yeah,
takes two
sure.
people. So
Yeah, yeah.
usually, if you're one person, usually
true,
like
okay,
if
okay.
you're in college, you usually have roommates and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
as you make it, if you're a solo provider, if you're a husband and solo provider, that means you have to have an extra skill set to generate more money so your wife can stay home.
Yes, yeah.
But the normal American dream requires the husband and wife to work to contribute to the home.
No, I mean, it wasn't like that before. Before it was
Yeah,
one.
no, I'm
whole-
talking about-
one
I'm speaking
income.
of today.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So
You're
it's
right.
not
it's 70
impossible.
grand and 50 together is you
Even
can
if
buy
it
a
was
home. Yeah,
70
yeah.
and 30,
70,
that's still
70,
100
yeah,
grand. You know,
yeah.
they can still live normal.
Yeah.
So you can't say no, the American dream is not achievable because they can't buy a home. No, I think it became socially accepted that we are a two income household. That's it. It's just that. Then people can work part-time, people can work virtual, people can do Uber, people can do so many different things
Yeah.
that can offset that, and that could be considered a second income.
So with two incomes is possible.
And that's
Yeah.
how it is. Is there something wrong with that? Some people have their kids working and they live at home and they contribute to the home too. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's still better than having no opportunity in other countries, third world countries,
That's
that they
fact.
starve to death and they have to live day by day. They don't live week by week for paycheck to paycheck or every 2 weeks or every month. They live day by day, and that would be dangerous. But we're not there. I'm not saying that there isn't people
No,
that are
I
in
got you.
poverty
No,
or
that's a
not,
good point.
but the
Yeah, yeah.
opportunity is there. And the opportunity is there because entrepreneurship is there, because it provides jobs as well. But if everybody was an entrepreneur, it would be a wreck. Can you imagine everybody being an entrepreneur with the level of intellect from this to this?
Yeah.
Nobody would
It's
work.
impossible.
It's impossible. So what you're asking for is something. It's definitely something unachievable.
Let me just add to that, Sal, also real quick. You know what advantages, what advantage most 9-to-5 people have over
Yes.
the average entrepreneur?
Yeah, when they go home, they could actually take a break.
boom.
Yeah.
I miss that about my corporate life.
Kind of miss that too, actually. I'm not a vacation.
That I would just 5:00, boom, I'm done.
Yeah.
I get to be present with my kids. I don't care what happens at work, really. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I do miss that. They actually have. We talk about. You know what's the
That's
priorities?
more freedom. That's more freedom, actually. Kind
yes,
of, sort of.
we talk and a lot less risk. So that's why I think there's pros and cons to all sides. Now that I've been decades in on both sides.
Here's duality kicking back again.
Exactly, right? Example, what do we always talk about in entrepreneurship? Spending time with what?
Family.
Our loved ones, being present with our loved ones, right? They get to do it. They get
Every
4
day,
weeks. They get 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks worth of vacations every year. You know what
It's no
I mean?
coincidence
They
why
get
we
weekends.
work. We have self-development as the highest priority for every entrepreneur. What is the highest priority for them when they start making money?
Personal
Build yourself
development.
up.
They personal development. They want to buy back their time so they can be present because they missed out on so much. Why is that? Because it is the worst thing. One of the worst things in entrepreneurship is the unknown, of course. Yeah. But you are not able to spend time with your loved ones. You have no time for yourself. You have no time for your health. You have no time for anybody but your mission. What is your mission? It's to succeed at business, to be successful. What is your mission? To put food on the table for your family. But beyond that, when you hire people,
others too, though.
When you hire people, you have to put food on their table, on the employee's table, and his family and her family
first.
First before you eat. Yeah. So that is the pressure. First of all, it builds you as character. I worked with the U.S. military for 3.5 years, and I am the man I am today because I went through that. And that pressure, that pressure built me to be who I am. Without that pressure, I don't think I would have been the entrepreneur I am today. So I'm appreciative for that. And the entrepreneur that I am today and the journey that I went through, I built callus. I have thicker skin. I can deal with stress. But what do I do? What is the other side of that pendulum? Is that you suffer mentally, physically. I was on anxiety meds. You were on anxiety meds.
You had a blood clot at the age of 30?
30 years old. I was in the hospital
and
with a blood clot.
He was like, oh, it's because of this and that. I said, no, brother. I said, you're stressed out. Yeah. You had gut issues, right? I mean, look at all
recently.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, look at everything you went through, like,
not a lot of people can endure that. Yeah.
I believe that what Sal and I have endured, we've been business partners for over 10 years, bro.
Crazy to think about.
What him and I have endured, I'm going to say 99.99% of people would not.
Well, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle, so he doesn't.
No, but it's okay. Sal and I we're wired this way. We are. We're wired this way, and that's okay because guess what? Look at the beautiful human beings we have around us. Yeah. I get to share life. Because him and I can handle this.
Yeah.
Adrian gets to work with me every single day. I get to work with Adrian every single day, right?
Yeah.
You know, and
this building. How much blessings does this building give people?
Amen. Yeah. Praise God. So, you know, again, everybody has their role. Everybody has their role to play. And you know what? I've come to the conclusion that that's fine. I'll play it. I'll play the role that I have to play.
But not everybody's built for it. That's my point.
Yeah.
What if you don't succeed as an entrepreneur and you don't have time for your health, for yourself? Then you've risked more than you think now. Because the ones that succeed, they can maintain that and manage it. They do self-development to manage their day-to-day. Mm-hmm. But there is also a risk of many 9 out of 10 businesses fail. But what happens to those 9 people?
Yeah.
Shameless plug here. If you guys are suffering from any of this, feel free to reach out to us. We can help you put structure in place to be able to live life with your family as an entrepreneur, as you were.
Facts.
Amen.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That's my 2 cents.
Good.
I love that perspective. That you guys are right.
That's why I look at it that way. Yeah. No. And I used to think that way too, bro. Until we've been through what we've been through, bro. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. We'll take it on. And here, I'll ask Sal this question: like who eats last in the company?
We do.
Guys, yeah.
We do, bro.
No, this is factual. Everybody eats first, and whatever is left, we get to eat. And if there isn't anything left, we don't eat.
Yeah.
That's it. Welcome to entrepreneurship. We'll endure that and figure out everybody's problem before your own problem.
That's it.
Facts.
That's it.
That's it. So with that being said, here's the way I'm going to close it down. Okay. Again, we'll see economically. Here's what I will say. When we snatched Maduro from Venezuela, right? You didn't hear me, revolting or protesting. I said, okay, if there's a benefit to America and my children and our neighbors, snatch them. I mean, he wasn't serving his people the right way. We all know that, bro. I mean, I looked extensively into how he was managing that country. There was a lot of people suffering. If you weren't pro Maduro and you weren't gassing him up, you didn't get food. Didn't get food.
Khomeini is in better.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say, right? Maybe I don't know. And you know what? Again, but I'm a very honest person, right? When I know that, if my perspective is wrong through further research, I will say, okay, I was wrong. I'm not the kind of person that's going to deflect or justify. I don't have that kind of pride and ego. I'm just like, no, I know what the truth is, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to do that. So here's what I'll say, right? If what's happening in the Middle East for the first time in 35 years actually positions us, advances American interest, right? We're safer for it. We're financially better for it. We have a brighter future for it. Then guess what? I'll put my foot in my mouth.
That's a big foot.
And I hope, and yeah, size 13. And I hope that happens, right? I hope that happens. Now, here's the way that I am. Well, this is what I'm going to say. How do I make my, how do I form my perspectives or make my decisions, right?
Count the swans.
No, data, experience, and gut. Data, experience, and gut. Discernment, right? Okay. Well, based off the data and based off the experience, right? Well, here's right. We've never voted for these wars. You know what I mean? Like we usually never vote for these wars. Guess what? Did you know, right, that Congress hasn't formally declared war since World War II?
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
How many presidents have done that? Yeah.
Yet we've been fighting wars nonstop for decades. Like, whoa, dude, what's going on there, right? Okay, watch this. Wars are easy to start, but almost impossible to finish. Look what happened in Iraq. My man is here because we started a war in Iraq. Praise God, or else we wouldn't be doing the things that we're doing. So, you know, there's pros and cons, obviously, but they're easy to start and almost impossible to finish. Afghanistan lasted what, 20 years? And Biden ran us out of there and left billions of dollars worth of equipment and machinery.
Yeah, it was
right.
shameful.
Like we just left it. We left the tanks and we left missiles. We left everything. We just remember the big old planes and people trying to hop on the planes. Remember on the wings of the planes. Remember that?
Yeah,
right. Right. And then guess what? We destabilize those areas almost immediately. Like you said, big vacuum, right? To Iraq, to Afghanistan, to Yemen, to Syria, right? Or sorry, not Yemen and Libya. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the data, I'm looking at experience, and I'm like, dude, we just never get, we never get the fruitful end of it, right? Okay, here, let me continue. Right? These Middle East wars, they always begin with some kind of mission, Iraqi freedom. Operation Desert Storm, right? And it ends with what? A generation of veterans that always end up wondering, like, was that worth it? Did I do the right thing? Then there's PTSD. Then there's, there is medication for the rest of their lives. There is, there's so much that comes. They don't know how to rotate back into being a civilian, right? Yeah. Okay, ready? Every time that we, the United States of America, try to reshape the Middle East, what happens? Chaos follows. I was saying that to Vic Heredia this morning. I said, hey, brother, we always think about the first thing we need to do, but then we haven't really planned out what the ripple effect is. You remove Saddam, what happens? You remove Gaddafi, what happens, right? You remove these people, what happens? Have we planned out for that? Have we planned that far ahead?
Well, if there's no other working forces, then the plan would be easy. But everybody is always working against you as well. So the outcome is never predictable or determined there. You just don't know. You have to roll with the punches.
I know, but that's why we end up in a forever war in these places because of what follows.
Yeah, but you would hope that we have enough data that we've gathered throughout the years that we can.
That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah,
today.
yeah. But, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe the 10th time is the charm.
I hope that this war is not going to take as long as it does. And this is why I think that Trump is playing chess. Not a fan of, by the way. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of Trump.
You just recognize what he's doing.
I'm recognizing what's happening, and what's happening right now. I think if the war does last longer, what do you think is going to take on the responsibility? Do you think it's only going to be the United States, or you think Israel is going to take a heavy lifting from there?
Oh, it's Saudi Arabia.
Israel. When was the last time Israel actually fought a real war?
But guess what?
Like a real war, not like a Middle East war.
Israel pays money. Israel pays money, but also Trump is no
Israel
Trump.
pays money?
They pay a lot of money.
Where does Israel get their money from?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's a whole different topic. That's all different topic.
Hold on, wait. Before we're talking about Israel, let me just say this real quick. So we're talking about the government of Israel. The people of Israel are underground in bunkers right now, and they've been in for a long time. So that's what we're saying.
Yeah. This is not,
all right.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What were we saying?
But we need to wrap it up because my man told me
I'm done with this point. Just 1 second. Trump is an ally of who? Of Saudi Arabia. They did not just go to Iran
That's right.
just overnight. Saudi Arabia and Iran aren't friends. They're not allies. Sunnis and Shias, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia is an ally. So he's not. There is more to this than we think. There's more at play here.
And that relationship was strengthened before this happened.
Way before.
Yeah,
That was like happening last year.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Well, you know what? We might have to do a part 2 to this because I feel like it just started getting juicy and I wasn't able to make all my talking points. Like one of them was, hey, just because I'm anti-war doesn't mean I'm pro-Iran. I'm pro-America, right? So there's a lot of more talking points. And you know what we'll do? More than likely, we'll just continue this conversation next week because it's only, I mean, this thing has just begun.
Yeah, as it
Yeah, it
continues
ain't
to
going
progress.
anywhere.
Right. So with that being said, thank you, gentlemen, for today. Great job. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, join our tribe and subscribe. We'll see you next week.